Hello and welcome back to Incompetent and monotonous, this time on the democratic side of history. Of course, we're going in on difficulty 10, Super Helldive for not beginners. My loadout consists of the maxi gun, a still gem I'm using for the first time, a precision strike with auto aim, a laser turret that gets shot down within 5 seconds, and to round it all off, a mech. For a buff, of course, stamina if I have to do the Frenchman. I don't want to die while running away. Alright, enough talking, let's get into it. After a slightly dangerous landing, the new enemy introduces himself. Let's call him Jochen. Jochen is heavily armored, has way too many weapons that can kill me, and accordingly to the Ministry of Truth, Jochen has already violated the Geneva Convention 3 times. I don't know how that's even possible. And there's already the next enemy, the cyborgs. Armed with shotguns, they charge at you like maniacs. And conspiracy theorists claim they don't find puppies cute. There it is, in the beauty. However, it has a bit more recoil than I expected. But it can't be stopped unless a heavy armored Hulk shows up. In that case, there's only one solution.
Why are you running?
Now it's time for heavy firepower. Are they seriously dropping a bot drop right in my face? No problem, since I am a pro, I waste half of my shots on a dropship just to not destroy it. Like I said, pro. The rest wasn't a problem until Jochen showed up and I ran out of ammo, so I had to quickly do the Frenchman. Then I briefly played anti-air and realized I had no more stims. One golden spawn later, and Jochen says hello again. The second mech enters the game, until Jochen shows up again.
Oh, hot, 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 hot! Hot, 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 hot!
I even had a moment where the Mexican was actually useful. Remember that moment, there won't be many of those. And just like that, the nice moments end with an enemy that has slightly more than medium armor, which is basically 50% of their enemy roster. One democratic explosion later, and not much else happens that round. Time to extract. Oh look, Jochen just materialized out of nowhere, which basically means I'm dead. And yep, I keep my promises. Finally, at the extraction point, I felt safe in this bunker, but there comes the automaton's quality seal. You are safe nowhere. They're literally blow the roof off. Now that's commitment. Oh look, Jochen came to say goodbye. Which usually means I die, but my team thought, don't worry, we handle that for you. With my last breath I call reinforcements only for Jochen, the coward, to shoot me in the back. But don't worry, the Randall will handle it. Or not. Fun fact, we forgot to call the transport. Overall, mission complete, 3 stars, and Jochen shows up again and in the end screen to teabag us before despawning. Absolutely dishonorable. Second round, this time with a competent loadout, big explosion gun, death laser, rocket turret and a 500 kg bomb. If Jochen looks at me funny again, he's getting so much explosive power to his face, he could blow up half of the Kosovo. As a booster, of course, stamina, don't want anyone noticing my gold lungs. Landing right next to Jochen, I immediately try to show him who his boss. Plot twist, it's still him. But revenge comes quickly with the death laser, and now it's 1-5. You can guess who has which score. But hey, it's a thought that counts. A bit later, my teammates are so effective they complete 2 of our 4 objectives while I'm tasking with destroying art. Yeah, sounds weird. They blow up ammo depots, I destroy statues to weaken enemies' morale against enemies that don't even have feelings because they're robots or cyborgs. But I guess I'm overthinking again. Training told me that's dangerous. And I'm starting to see why. If I had done something else, I might actually been contributing something useful, and we can't have that in this format. So yeah, I also blow up an ammo depot, and I've done my part. Team, you get the rest. Then there was this accident. I don't know how that thing ended up down there. I just know effectively denied my entire team supplies for 2 minutes. This almost cancelled out my good play from earlier. One golden spawn later, and look, there's Jochen. You have no idea how many insults and how much hatred I want to throw at this guy. I mean, 70% of this video is just me complaining about this enemy. Great job, Arrowhead, keep it up, I love it. No sarcasm. As the grand finale, the game crashes 1 minute before extraction. And of course I didn't get back to the lobby in time, so no reward for 30 minutes of robot massacre. A few weeks later, time to head to the squid front. First mission, defense. I bring gas mines, a mech suit, an MG, and a flamethrower drone. But don't worry, our team clearly didn't read the briefing either. One brings a tank, another a flag, typical patriots, and the last guy, well, he left his head at home and brings a Tesla turret. But with a name like Craig, what did I expect? We take defense positions, salute to the flag, and I witness our flag bearer doing his morning exercise and trying to deny physics, a true patriot. Shortly after, I blasted out of existence by 2 lasers, and here comes the new Squid Walker unit. Luckily, they're not as heavily armored as Jochen and nowhere near as annoying. I don't know how Heinz and Peter got past the big wall, but for that effort they get the grand prize, led from my MG and shotgun. Finally back in my mech, it gets destroyed again, but wait, this time I survived until a 3-ton thing lands on my back. Ouch. I hope no one noticed I haven't played the game for a while. Normally you can put a full grenade back into your pocket, either I misclicked or grenades now starts detonating after a short time. Luckily none of my teammates noticed and no one else will see this either. There's not much more to say about the round, 90% of it was just me mowing down enemies with my MG like crazy, and boom, we win. Last round for today, autocannon, 2 turrets and an epilepsy-inducing bomb. Meanwhile, our headless teammate brings 2 disposable weapons, a mini nuke North Korea would be proud of, and an actual nuke that can be placed next to yourself, fire and then wonder where you get launched like 20 meters away. On the ground, I get into a tank, ultimate call, and until I realize nobody's driving it. And it's parked so badly I can't shoot. So I get out, before the camera even catches up, I get knocked into oblivion. Ouch. In real life, in real luck, tank is now in a decent position, or the enemies finally walked in front of it. I mow down, and hey, someone finally driving the scrap head. But he parks it just as badly as before. How did this guy get his tank driving license? Then I watched this deadly rave party. And the moment I look away for 2 seconds, the tank is already scrapped. Impressive! Since our team is full of pros, we got with the classic 2-2 tactic. I get launched into a rock by a grenade and can get out by getting hits from another, and then it frees me. So it's all legit. First outpost destroyed, I head to the second only to realize my teammates left me to die. So now I have to take it all alone. So much for the 2-2 tactics. Enough just talking around, run into the enemy base, throw grenades like crazy. It actually worked this time. At the last ship I destroy it with my final grenade, taking the entire outpost down solo. Alone, no stims, and at about 1/3 health. I have to call a new support weapon because my autocannon is empty. Wanna grab supplies? Because it's on cooldown, thanks to my teammates sabotaging me properly this time. The story ends with me running into a patrol and getting overwhelmed right before dying. Back with the team, the death party from earlier repeats itself, and boom, we've completed 3 of our 4 objectives. Back in the tank, I seriously wonder again where this guy learned to drive, but hey, third time's the charm. He finally parks it properly. Even a blind chicken finds a grain eventually. Even on rewatch, some of these deaths feel rigged. But hey, at least it's an upgrade from Jochen, who could hit you anywhere. After 2 undeserved deaths, one has to happen, so I forget that this enemy can fall randomly when they die and blow themselves up. Ouch. Note to self, don't use a shotgun against these enemies. Then comes the thing you never want to hear when you need reinforcements. We have none left. But all missions are completed, we just need to escape. How hard can it be? Well, what did you expect? All hope now lies with our competent team, and hey, they actually survived long enough for me to respawn. Now we can finally... Oh, an enemy just got a double kill with a laser. H4, we all believe in you, and he actually survived for 2 minutes in this chaos. Long enough to send Crack back in, you know, the headless guy. But today he must have had pure luck for breakfast. Not only does he survive, but also pulls off this moment. He's lying on the ground with 1 HP. Stunned, no stims active, and a grenade is about to explode like 2 centimeters next to him. Will he die? Of course not. He decides dying is cringe, glitches through the ground. While getting up, the grenade explodes above him. He takes no damage, climbs back out of the ground and runs to extraction. By the way, that whole situation lasted about 1 to 2 seconds. And I only realized during editing what absolute cinema just happened. If that doesn't sum up how epic Helldiver 2 is, I don't know what does. See you the next time on Incompetent and monotonous, and this outro belongs to you, brother.